Greetings, Jivans. New Year is coming. New Year resolutions. New resolutions. Resolutions that are meant to be broken. This thing I think, is not really worked in our life. Because whatever we want to achieve, those goals and those desires that we have, when it is at a very superficial level, when it is only at the mind level, and I want to express that and translate that into my life, then we get into what we call as manifestation. We are trying to manifest something through this mind because someone or somebody or somewhere we have realized this truth that mind is a powerful attractor. Whatever the mind thinks, it can literally attract. So now we are using the tool to attract those hidden desires into our life or those unfulfilled desires into our life and give it a completion. That's what the whole law of attraction and manifestation, art of materialization, all these things are. How do you materialize and manifest? Through your mind. So you're simply, in simple terms, you're cheating the mind to create that which you want to experience in life. So you're using this powerful tool, and when who's the you who's using this powerful tool? You'll notice that when you are using this faculty to create something, you are something else. You are something else, but now you are trying to manifest or create something else which you are not. See, that's why I say, very truly a mystic said, you are not what you think you are. Because the whole idea is that you are what you think you are, and that's from where we get this idea of materialization. Think what you want. All the time you think what you want, and that will materialize. So one mystic said, you are not what you think you are. You are what you are. You do not attract by what you think. You attract by what you are. So what am I is the main focus on. Who am I and what am I? Because once I understand this, you will understand that I need to be first true to myself. When I am not true to myself and I create a mind that is trying to be the truth, mind is trying to be the truth. I am trying to create a truth in the mind, but I don't want to be the truth. Big conflict. That is why most of us don't attract only. Don't materialize on all those things. Goody stuff. The law of attractions. This is what happens when you try to exploit laws of nature. When you try to cheat, that's the best word. When you try to cheat the law of attraction and create something, see, that shows our artificiality. It shows the fakeness. It shows hypocrisy. I am not something which I want to be. I am using this tool to project something which I am not. So I am simply faking it. That is why the saying is very popular, fake it till you make it. But the faker remains a faker. Because the man is faking. You are not serious about that change. You are simply faking it because you want the result of what you are trying to seek. See, this is the contradictions if you are not activating your awareness. Mind can operate at one level. The soul is resonating at another level. The personality that I am is resonating one vibe. And of course, my personality and mind is almost the same. So it's very difficult to translate that. So going to the core is very important, and understanding and realizing what I truly want. For that, if I understand my fundamentals, from where I come, where am I going, if I try to understand the science of life, where am I stuck in, what am I doing here, what am I supposed to be doing, what is my purpose of life, is it mundane existence or is it something more? When I contemplate on all these things, I am moving from the mind ego to the core of my existence. When I go to the core of my existence, the things start revealing. Why it reveals? Because you poked it. You ask a question, it shall be revealed. That is the nature of this Srishti. So the godliness which is there within, you go and ask that, it shall be answered. Parvati asks a lot of questions to Shiva. Shiva has to answer because there is a genuine question. It all depends on Parvati because Shakti, the aspect is very serious. Parvati is seriously asking a question. Depending on that seriousness is the eligibility of the answer. Answer has to be given by Shiva. Who is Shiva and Parvati? Here you can say Shiva is the soul consciousness, which is, that is how it is. And the ego is the Shakti. Shakti is the ego, the mind, the chitta, who's in the form of expanding outwardly, Shakti. And Shiva has nothing to do with expansion. He is still. Chanchala is Shakti. Nischala is Shiva. And what is my true nature? Nischala Tattvam. But what am I? Chanchala Tattvam. So from the Nischalta, if I don't adhere to the Nischalta, to the stillness, I will not, create the source, because that's the source, that's the me essence. But if I move to the Chanchalta, which is the Shakti aspect, it is all the time scattered. It doesn't have a source, a proper source. The foundation is not right. So whatever, or you can say that the mind and intellect. Mind is asking a question, intellect is answering. Intellect knows, intellect has viveka. Intellect has all the answers. Intellect is a tool of the soul. And mind is the tool of ego. Simple. So it's up to us, where are we operational from? Is it the intellect and awareness, or is it the mind and ego? So all this creation aspect is always done on the mind and ego level, which is always impure and chanchala, and the mind is always outwardly. It is not focused on the inner fundamentals, not on the source. It is all the time is simply running outside to achieve that inner stillness. Please understand this. Why is the mind running outside? Because it thinks, if I attain something, I will get stillness. So it is behind people, places, things all the time. And here, Nischala Tattvam, when we are saying is, that stillness which you are seeing or searching outside is here. The Shiva consciousness. So, if you simply start attuning in the right direction, and when you are moving toward that stillness, when you are moving inwardly, and then you create something, the vibrational frequency of what you truly are, very powerful. Because when you are moving inwardly, that is the blueprint of your life, that is the purpose of your life, that is where you come from, and that is where we all are going. So somewhere you are heading in the right direction, that is inward. But I also know to go inward, it's not easy, because my mind is going outside. Why is my mind going outside? Because of unfulfilled desires. So many desires. So now the whole idea is, okay, so my source is there, my aim is there, my ultimatum is there, going within. But this outside is preventing me from going within. All the vikalpas that I have in mind, all these unfulfilled desires, is trying to push me outward, so I am not able to go to my ultimatum. So now if I say, let me contemplate on my ultimatum and work towards going within, but at the same time give completion to all the external desires. Why? Now the ideology is that if I complete the external, I will go to the internal. So that's called Shuddha Bhavana. Intention is very pure. So intention of creating worldly desire also is very pure. So you will get the support of the Shiva consciousness, because it's coming from that nature. So that's the approach. It's a little bit of complication if you don't get this right, but if you get this is meant for you. If you don't get it, it's okay. Maybe some other time. This is all coming from Shiva Sutras. So this Sunday, I'm doing this webinar where this new year, because 31st December, end of the year, and New year is coming, so I want to contemplate on the new me, but I have to contemplate on my blueprint. I have to understand the divine will zone, and then I work on my free will. If I only work on my free will, it's complicated, because we don't know free will is always governed by divine will. So that is explained very well in the Tirobhava of Shiva Sutras. The Panchakrityas of Shiva, in that the fourth one is Tirobhava, where the expansion of Shiva and the contraction of Shiva happens. So that's the science. And that is what we are trying to explain. I've been doing all that since December 27th, everyday free Zoom sessions. We are continuing. Today also there is one session, tomorrow also there will be free preparatory session. We are preparing to understand this tattva. And then on 31st we blast it out by just doing that practice straight going to the blueprint, and all with the grace of Shiva himself. Because all these revelations are coming as the Anugraha Shakti of Shiva only. Anything that you want to go back to the source, any kind of method, any kind of support that we get, you get, I get, we are all getting it from that one source of Shiva. That's not known as the Panchakritya, the fifth Kritya, Anugraha Shakti. So it's very deep. Or those of you who have been studying Kashmir Shaivism, Trika philosophy, or Shiva Sutras and Vijnana Bhairav Tantras, all these we have been doing past 3 months. In 3-4 months I have been completely immersed in this, studying, including and having gone to Kashmir to have in-depth insights of all this. It's very beautiful. So what I am trying to do is Arunachala Tattvam, which is there, the final, it's Vedanta, pure Vedanta, Arunachala Tattvam, but Arunachala is again Shiva himself. So the qualities, the functionalities of that Shiva Tattvam in Arunachala is on the peak level, and hardly anybody can understand that. So it's simply on the consciousness level. This is called Shambhopaya, the third level of Shiva Sutras, Shambhopaya. And so all the practice on shifting into awareness is Shambhopaya, the highest, the third level of Shiva Sutras. So Shiva is giving 3 upayas. Upaya means 3 methods, 3 ways to redeem yourself, to go back and for that Shiva Tattva to bloom within, because you are Shiva. So 3 upayas he is giving. Why he is giving upayas, ways and methods? Because we have become dirty, impure, mala. So we are filled with 3 impurities, major impurities: Anamal, Maya-mal, Karma-mal. So this all I have been dealing very detail and explaining it. So due to these 3 malas, I am stuck, and all this so-called outwardly, I am stuck in this. So I am simply going outside, expanding outside, but not going within. So when there is this Anugraha Shakti of Shiva, you get this intense seeking from within, you become a mumukshu. Understand this. If you are a mumukshu, if you are intensely seeking liberation, this is purely Bhairava Tattva that is active in you. Shiva Tattva, Anugraha Shakti, this is the blessing and grace of Shiva, due to which you have that force. And it is he only guiding. He means it's not a personality, it's within. It's that consciousness which we are talking about. So, approaching these things in the right, Arunachala Tattvam, when we say, it's very high to understand. But now with Shiva Sutras, I'm able to explain this. What's happening? What is the mechanism behind this consciousness, and that consciousness becoming you and me? What is this mechanism? And what is the mechanism to reverse it? So if something has been unfolded, there is something to fold it back. Open and close, or close and open, or front and reverse, or outwardly, inwardly, whatever you call. The process has to be, whatever one side is there, the other also is true. So that we understand through Shiva Sutras. We use those mechanisms, again, grace of Shiva, that we are able to understand this. So if you are able to understand what I am even saying, Anugraha Shakti, that is eligibility, that is called as worthiness. Anugraha Shakti means worthiness. You are eligible to understand and get the deeper tattvas so that you can redeem yourself. Because Shiva Tattva works in multiple ways. The Anugraha Shakti works in multiple ways, which is called, translated into Shaktipat. Shaivism explains about Shaktipat. Shaktipat is the process where you are activated, grace working on you. It can happen through an external person like a guru, or it can happen through anything, because everything is Shivatva. That's the beauty of Shiva Sutra, saying that Shaktipat can happen through any ways, provided you are worthy. Eligibility is there. That is my free will, to make myself eligible. So if my free will is to make myself eligible, the divine will starts taking over. It's a beautiful conflict. Very beautiful conflict, which I have explained very detailed. Not just explain, please understand. All this what I am explaining, we are experiencing. Because every time we explain any sutras, we sit there and experience it in awareness. That's the grace of the Shiva consciousness. And because if you have experience, you know what we are talking about. It is not simply intellectual philosophy. It is simply not gyan, dry gyan. It's backed by experience, and that experience comes from Anugraha Shakti of Shiva. So to clean the mala, the three impurities, is when you do that successfully, it's called nirmal man. The mind gets purified. So there are many processes. You can follow any process. That's not a big deal. You can follow any process to purify yourself. Any path, any sadhana, any method, they are all meant for chitta shuddhi, to make your mind nirmal. But beyond that, there is another journey. That is Arunachala Tattvam. When mind becomes pure enough, then now Arunachala Tattvam explains, which is all there in the Upagamas. Shiva is explaining to Parvati. Read Devi Kalotra, you will understand the final Upadesha given to Shakti, as now you are pure enough, nirmal. You have done all the sadhanas, all the practice. Now, how to reach me? Devi Kalotra or Kalagyan. Okay? You can go to my website, shiftingintoawareness.com/courses. There you can do this video course completely. Couple of days course, you'll get a complete idea of the final. But that will come only after you're eligible. Eligible comes till you're nirmal. So nirmal is what we are doing all these practices for. So this level of understanding is called Shambhupaya. The practices which does not involve the physicalities, no karma kanda, no yantra, tantra, mantra, all that is gone now. Physicality is gone. That is anavopaya. Those practices in Shiva Sutra say these are anavopaya for the people who cannot fathom consciousness, awareness, these things, mind, for them. So you get into that. Yoga, the body, all those things. When you are clear with that, then you move to the next level, which is Shaktopaya. Shaktopaya is completely mind activity. It's all the mental vibration. You can contemplate, you can reflect, you can do manan, chintan. You become mature enough. That is Shaktopaya methods. Many methods are given in Vijnana Bhairav Tantra. And when that also is done, that is all this mind level work. But if you have to go beyond the mind, which is pure awareness, consciousness, that is called Shambhopaya. All these methods that we do here are Shambhopaya. You'll see it has nothing to do with physicalities, gross work, or even the mental work. Some are, you can say 30-40% are Shaktopaya and the rest are Shambhopaya. Now, the beauty is Shiva is explaining to Parvati and to everyone. Vijnana Bhairav Tantra is given to the world. He says pick whichever you can. But a beautiful unconditional love of the Shiva Tattva is that he is not telling, usually like we have the orthodox school, it goes from the lower to higher. Start with Anavopaya, outwardly dualities and all that, then go to Shaktopaya, the mental level, and then go to consciousness level, soul level, according to eligibility. But here, the beauty is, it is differing. It says, start with Shambhopaya. Everybody start practicing all these methods from Shambhopaya. If you feel, this is Kashmir Shaivism, if you feel, no, I cannot cast this, I cannot fathom this, consciousness and nothingness and nirguna, attributeless, formless, I cannot understand the self, the soul, Atman, Paramatman, then move to Shaktopaya. Go to the mental level, mind chanting, japam, contemplation, bhakti, bhav, insight, devotional. Go into that zone. Can you go with that? So if you can go, then Shaktopaya is for you. Then you can start with that, purify and go to Shambhopaya. But if you say, no, that is too much, I cannot understand even, then go to Karmakanda, Anavopaya. Go into all the physical stuff that you are wanting to do. Look at an image, fall in love with the image, do upasana, do what is that? The idol worship with the flowers, with the japam, or do patha, or do loud chantings, or do abhishekam or havans, homam. These are all Anvopaya methods. So, whichever suits you. But Shiva gives a beautiful offer that you start with Shambhupaya, then move to Shaktupaya, then come to Anvopaya. So, these are all the beauties of Kashmir Shaivism, which I will be again in January going very deep into. If you are interested, you can join the Shiva Sutras and the Vijnana Bhairav Tantras that we are doing. We are not that only difference what you will see in YouTube videos outside there or books, and here we are going to double it up with the practice. Whatever we discuss simultaneously, we are going to actually work on it, as we have done with other scriptures. So this Sunday you are most welcome. If you want to get into the blueprint and activate that and see things from that higher divine will point of view, and then adhere or align your divine will and your free will, so that there is no conflict, so that the creation becomes easy. Anugrah Shakti works for you. You're most welcome. If you have any questions or if you have any doubts on this, you can join our free sessions that we do every night, so that it prepare us for this Tattvam. So that is there every night from 9:15 to 11 o'clock IST, PM. This is evening time. 2 more days are there, today and tomorrow. If you are wishing, you can join, or you can directly join the webinar. So, but this is advised, because this is strong preparatory for you to get a good grip on it, and then you can simply do the practices on Sunday 31st December. With lots of divine love and light to all of you. May we all evolve, may we all be blessed, and may we all be free. Stay blessed.